citizens of Iran, both mothers, grandmothers, children, old fathers, and young ones, children, not even many parts from 12 years down, they many where sign this part that they are ready to die for their nation. They are ready to fight against the big Satan, which is America, and the small Satan, which is Israel. This one has shown that Iran don't have navy, they don't have air force, they don't have military. Just what Donald Trump has been saying for them. They don't have it. That is why they are looking for their own citizens, because other countries are protecting their citizens. You have to join this kind of war where you are well trained. But these ones, they don't even need training. They just need to know how to shoot the gun, and they will carry gun, give them. So a lot of them came and line up. A lot of them, they are not teaching them, even their state media. What you are watching there is the state media of Iran teaching them in live television, teaching them how to use the weapon, when to use it. The one that is meant for one person and the one that two people can be able to use at the same time. The amount of, if they really have military as they claim, they have air force as they claim, they have navy, that everything is still intact. How come they are now recruiting mothers, old mothers, so children that don't have any idea of war? They are now pushing them to be on the front. Like definitely they are going to use them as a shelter. That is what I'm thinking, that if the war should start again, Iran is going to position all these mothers and children in a vulnerable place and use them as a shelter, so that America will come strike the place. They'll say America have killed innocent citizens. But before we continue, let's listen to what they are planning, how they are planning it, and the kind of people that are joining this very this very agreement. Because there have been 90 million people are in the country, and only 30,000 people are signing an agreement. It's a failure, because where is the remaining 80 million of the rest people? Where are they? So it is still a failure. Very few of them came out and signed this very, but these are the ones that are very bound with the jihadist character, jihadist regime, the ones that are bound with the regime. That is the ones that said that they want to revenge on the name of their fallen hero, like Ali Khamenei, which is the supreme leader of Iran.
These are not soldiers. They are the shopkeepers, mothers, teenagers, office workers. But here in Vanak Square in northern Tehran, they are being taught how to use assault rifles. Iranian authorities have set up military training booths across the capital, preparing civilians for what many here fear could be another round of war with the United States and Israel. The lessons are basic but symbolic. How to hold a Kalashnikov, how to load it, how to take it apart and put it back together. But perhaps more importantly for Iranian leadership, how to psychologically prepare society for conflict.
We offer general weapons training for various groups because defense is a matter of public concern, enabling people to protect themselves against threats and defend their country. Thankfully, the response from the people has been very positive. Men, women, elderly people and children showing a strong willingness to participate in the training.
What stands out here is who is attending. Women in chadors, elderly men, young boys watching from the sidelines. The message from authorities is clear. If another war comes, this time the entire society must be ready. Iranian leadership believes the modern wars are not fought only by armies, but by populations able to endure pressure, disruption, and fear. And after nearly 40 days of strikes earlier this year, many Iranians here say they now feel personally vulnerable.
We came here to get some weapons training because from a security point of view, it's necessary for everyone to be prepared. Given the current circumstances, there's a real possibility of a ground attack, so it's crucial. Honestly, we should have learned these skills when we were younger.
The ceasefire may still be holding, but there is no peace agreement. And here in Tehran, the government appears determined to make sure civilians are mentally and increasingly physically prepared if the fighting returns. But more importantly, it is seizing the opportunity of wartime patriotism to make people feel more connected with the state and mobilize the nation.
This has shown that Iran don't have anything to offer. That is why it's not recruiting its citizens to fight this war on their behalf. But they said they still have all their military intact. How come you are not recruiting your military? You are not recruiting mothers, old parents, children to come and fight the battle in case if it resume. That's why I always believe Donald Trump and the SETCOM, when they said that Iran has been disseminated. They don't have anything. They don't even have warship. They don't have even, all their marine is under the sea. They don't have nothing to fight. That is why they are recruiting mothers, children to come and defend the nation. Have you ever seen this kind of a thing before? Other countries will protect their citizens, but Iran is putting their citizens online, putting them in the front of the war to fight this very combat with America and Israel. Tell me how they are going to fight with America and Israel. They said maybe they will be boots on the ground. No, there will be no boots on the ground except the regime internally that is going to revoke against the ROGC. That is why they are giving all these ones ammunition to fight against any uprising, protest that will revoke against the regime that is not in there. That is why they are giving all these ones guns to fight. It's not that, where can these ones fight American military? Where are they going to start from? They're going to start striking up or what? It is not possible. So Iran is just putting the life of their own citizens at risk because they don't really care about the citizens. What they care about is to remain in that very regime, whether they are doing good or bad, but they want to remain in the regime. They want to make sure that they are the one still in control of that very regime. And they are going to get it very, very tough with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not ready to back down. And Donald Trump said there is time on his side. He's not ready to open the port of Iran, except Iran will come and sign the negotiation, sign the deal, and make a deal. Then the war will come to an end. And that deal, not to nuclear weapon, not to ballistic missiles, not to long-range missiles, not to enrichment of uranium that will lead to create a nuclear weapon. Allow the IEA to come and investigate your country, not to process, not to sponsoring or produce Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, not to sponsoring or process, not to killing your citizen, not to hanging your citizen on a little thing they do, just hang them, not to all this bad, evil character of Iran. That is what America is seeking for. And as I'm saying there, I think they are not ready to make it. They are ready for war. And they don't have military. They don't have anything left apart from the 20 or 30% of ammunition they have left. They don't have anything. Because if they have something, why are they not showing their military, showing their navy, showing their air force, showing their war jets, war plane, all those? They will have shown it now. Do you think if Iran have it, Iran will not display? Why Iran will display it now? They don't have it. That's why they are employing or recruiting children, mothers, old mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers to come and fight this war against America. But they will be so disappointed that the plan America has is not even to put boots on ground, but is to cripple the IROGC, to cripple the regime and make the people inside the regime to revoke against the government. And they know very well that people are ready to revoke against the government. That is why they are empowering their own citizens to fight against the uprising tension that will rise inside the country, and not American military. They are just deceiving the world that these people are going to fight. How can these children, these mothers, can they run? How can they fight against American soldiers? That is a very big lie. Iran is just recruiting mothers and children to fight against the uprising tension that may rise maybe after this war, because the people in Iran, they are seeking for a regime change. Not these 30,000 people that registered, but the rest 9 million, the rest 90 million people that are in the country are revoking for the country to change the regime. Even the Western, the Arab nation, the Middle East, the Gulf nation is the same thing. They are saying that they want a regime change in Iran. That is what the IROGC are trying to hold hostage to. They don't want that regime change to come to pass because they want to remain in regime and dictate and be killing people and be producing ammunition without taking care of their own citizens, without bother whether their citizens will survive or they don't survive. They don't care for the life of their citizens. If not, there is no sane country that will recruit mothers, children, old parents that cannot even run to carry gun. They are having a different mission. I don't think this gun they are carrying is to fight against America, if not to fight against the uprising tension that will rise inside the country later, maybe after the fight, after this war must have ended. That is what they are recruiting these people for, to fight against the regime change that may occur during the time the people of the country will decide to rise up again and fight or face the government for a regime change. That is why they are giving all these people ammunition. Because they don't have military. If they have military, let them bring them. If they have military, they have air force, they have navy. America has destroyed all of them. They don't have. Yes, they still have ammunition left. Little one. The leftover of ammunition. That is what America is, first of all, going to destroy. Because they have been monitoring their movement now. They have been monitoring their movement. They know where they are positioning everything. They know, Setcom even said that they know where they are positioning everything. That is where they be target. As I'm telling you now, America is doing their surveillance, looking for what to target first if the war should resume.